one of the things that I find so interesting is that most people, 99% of the people, don't understand that it takes 90% of our effort, time, and resources to only get to 25% of the way there. So 99% of the people quit before they're 25% of the way there. What's even more frustrating is the 1% that continue on. It takes 5% more time to get to 50% of the way there. It doubles again. And yet, because people listen to what other people want for them, what they don't think they can have, what's missing, or what they don't want, they end up quitting.
Welcome to the Viral by Design podcast with Dave Rotherow, where we get inside the minds of today's leading viral marketers as they reveal the exact strategies they use to build brands, products, and campaigns that are magnetic to customers, spread like wildfire, and seize the attention of millions. This is Viral by Design.
So welcome to another episode of Viral by Design. I'm extremely excited today to be joined by the one and only David Meltzer. David is the co-founder of Sports One Marketing and formerly served as the CEO of the world-renowned Leigh Steinberg Sports Entertainment agency, which of course was the inspiration for the movie Jerry Maguire. He is a three-time international best-selling author, a top 100 business coach, the executive producer of Entrepreneur's #1 digital business show, The Elevator Pitch, and host of the top entrepreneur podcast, The Playbook. He's profiled by national publications such as Entrepreneur, Forbes, ESPN, Bloomberg, CNBC, and many more. His life's mission is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. The simple yet powerful mission has led him to an incredible journey to provide one thing: value. As part of his mission over the last 20 years, he's been providing free weekly trainings to empower others to be happy, which we're going to hear a little bit more about shortly. So David, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for lending your platform to hopefully inspire others to make more money, help more people, and have more fun.
Absolutely, 100%. So I'd really love to dig into first, obviously, running an organization like Leigh Steinberg, and obviously that you run today, Sports One Marketing, those kind of organizations, what does it take to run something like that? How does somebody need to be?
I think there's 4 things that it takes. Number 1 is gratitude. You can't lose your perspective. You're dealing with billions of dollars and huge egos. And if you lose sight of your journey to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential to find the light, the love, and the lessons in everything, your dream job, which may be to run an organization like I have, can become a nightmare. The second thing to think about is just forgiveness. You don't know what you don't know. There's so much pressure, so many eyeballs on you, so much judgment and condition. You need to forgive yourself and especially allow you to forgive others. And that'll give you more peace in what you do and certainty. And then the third one is it takes accountability. When you're running a world-renowned organization, the buck stops here. And you need to ask yourself, what did I do to attract this to myself? And what am I supposed to learn from it? And make sure that you're taking accountability for all the lessons and the light and the challenges that may occur during any given day, especially in the public realm. And then finally, understand motivation and inspiration. Motivation is an ability to get the team up, get the clients up, get them back up, get them started, get them back started, but really understand inspiration will get them there. So what is it that would allow them to fulfill the desire that they must be what they can be within the context of our organization, whether it be our athletes, celebrities, entertainers, the billionaires, millionaires, or entrepreneurs that we work with? All of them must share a collective consciousness that we're all expanding, growing, and accelerating to be what we must be, in essence, to enjoy that consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of our potential.
Yeah, 100%. So I absolutely love and resonate with these concepts of gratitude and of ownership. Were you always that way, or was this a kind of a way of looking at life that you learned over the years? Were there experiences that kind of triggered that?
Well, all the seeds were planted in me probably before I was 10 years old by the extraordinary mother that I had who, taught me gratitude, would not let me come to the dinner table with the wrong attitude unless I was gracious for what made me say thank you when I went to bed, made me say thank you when I woke up. My mom taught me to be forgiving and accountable. She would tell me, "You're going below the line. We don't live in blame, shame, and justification. You need to live above the line." But the irony is those great lessons that were implanted in me slowly but surely dissipated, dissolved, because I started to buy into my own BS. I started to surround myself with the wrong people and the wrong ideas. I truly started to believe that money defined me, that money would buy happiness. And as I became more unhappy and was a multimillionaire, I would buy more things. And as I became even more unhappy, I'd buy things to impress people. I even bought things, Dave, to impress people I didn't even like. But I had lost my way. And in fact, what saved me, and luckily my dad, my mom, my best friend Rob, and my wife all pressed upon me the truth. And what saved me was the truth, that I better take stock in who I was and what I want to become. And when I took stock in who I was and what I would become, it was gratitude, forgiveness, accountability, and inspiration that took my life back on track and allowed me to create this extraordinary platform to empower others to be happy.
That's incredible, man. What a great backstory. So I'd love to hear a bit more about that now. I know you do the weekly trainings for people. So how does that work and how do people get involved?
Yeah, so for over 20 years, I've been doing trainings for free. My idea, Dennis Waitley was one of my mentors. He's a great sales guru, a world-renowned guru. And he always said, you need to plant seeds under trees you'll never sit under. So I started a training program every Friday in my office, and it went from my employees to the community to the state to people would fly in. And then COVID hit, and one of the blessings that I received were that I decided to take them online. And now, over 25,000 registrants a week, hundreds of thousands of people download my podcast, The Playbook. It's the number one, as much as I have celebrities, athletes, entertainers, billionaires, millionaires, and entrepreneurs, Cameron Diaz to Ray Lewis to, premier athletes in soccer. Most people, the number one downloaded is my trainings, my free trainings. People download that every week. And it's I think a huge testament to what people really need today is, there's enough celebrity influence, billionaires, millionaires, and entrepreneurs. What they really want is to be empowered, to be inspired. And that's what I really try to cover in my trainings. They're every Friday live. You can jump on for free, 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you miss them, they're featured on Spotify, Entrepreneur, every platform. Just download the playbook and share it with your friends.
Yeah, we'll make sure the links to all of those resources you just mentioned are all around the podcast on our website for anyone listening. So I'm really curious, if you know what you know today, obviously we're living in fluctuating times, a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world without saying any more. So if you were back starting out, maybe like in your 20s, 30s, you were just kind of starting things up, where would you be focusing now? What are you most excited about in terms of opportunities in the business and business world?
Well, what I would tell myself, first of all, is to take inventory of my capabilities, understand what skills I have, need, or want, understand the knowledge of who and what, both what and who, and then really align my desire, that desire I talked about, to be what I must be, and take my skills, my knowledge, and my desire and see how it is synergistic or supplementary to what is doing well today. As you talked about, there's an acceleration of change. I don't talk about certainty because the future is never certain. In fact, if anyone's out there and you know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, please email me at david@dmeltzer.com, because I can make billions of dollars for us. I'll give my money to charity. You can keep yours. But as far as I know, nobody can be certain what's going to happen tomorrow. So it's really about accelerated change. And what we want to do is take that capability analysis, that inventory of skills, knowledge, and desire, align it to what's synergistic and supplementary to the industries, careers, jobs that are doing well today, the industries, careers, jobs that may be stable today, and even the industries, careers, and jobs that we believe will be doing well in the future. And when you decide according to your timing and your risk tolerance, what best suits you, then you can move forward by getting aligned with it yourself, taking action and preparing for adjustment by knowing your what, your who, your how, your now, and your why.
Absolutely. So once people have got that kind of stuff in order, and once people do have all of that in stock, there seems to be a big difference between people who do take action and they're successful versus those who just seem to constantly struggle. With your experience and the things that you've seen over the years, what would you say that makes that difference between the people who are very successful and the ones who just can't seem to make a break?
Well, the difference is that the people that make themselves very successful ask for help, number one. They find people who sit in the situation they want to be in and know that the fastest way to get to where they want to be is to find someone that's already there and ask for directions. And then the second thing is that the people who get there don't quit. One of the things that I find so interesting is that most people, 99% of the people, don't understand that it takes 90% of our effort, time, and resources to only get to 25% of the way there. So 99% of the people quit before they're 25% of the way there. What's even more frustrating is the 1% that continue on. It takes 5% more time to get to 50% of the way there. It doubles again. And yet, because people listen to what other people want for them, what they don't think they can have, what's missing, or what they don't want, they end up quitting. It's only the 1% of the 1% that takes the effort to get to the last 5% where they get to 100% there. And then it takes even less time to get to 200, 400, and 800% there. This is called compound interest, segmentation, exponential growth. Most entrepreneur and business people don't have the blend of persistence and patience to allow things to happen in the time in which they're supposed to happen. So coordinated between those two things, most people don't make it. And those who do, that's the difference.
Got it. On that point, I've been at a point, I know, in my entrepreneurial journey where I've been in a situation where I've got these two conflicting thought processes, right? So one of which is carry on going. And there's that the graphic of the guy chipping through to a mine and he's just like centimeters away from the gold mine, right? And the other guy is walking away. And then the other one is know when to quit. So they're both two pieces of kind of common knowledge, right? So how would you personally determine between the two and determine which is the right path to follow?
So I think what we have is an understanding of scope, scale, and size that within the context of specificity, you feel like you have a choice whether to continue on or quit. Where I see things in a grander or more infinity type of segmentation, so that if I'm in an opportunity that has pain, and that pain is telling me and indicating to me that you have a lesson to learn. The lesson could be to pivot or re-engineer the business into something else, but we're not quitting, right? It's not a stop sign. It's a turn signal. That pain that you feel when you're almost there is a turn signal. It's an indicator that you have some lessons to learn in order to angle to what you want, because there'll always be interference and some type of re-engineering necessary, or reformation, pivoting, etc., or transformation, but you're just not going to quit. See, I see things as a whole. So even though my title, my business is different and my bank account may go down to zero and I may have to file bankruptcy as I have and lost over $100 million, that was still the same journey that I'm on. There's a lot of defined man-made constructs that have changed, but the one thing that never changed through all of that process and learning was my desire that I must be what I can be, that I never quit. Did I close businesses? Absolutely. Did I claim bankruptcy? Absolutely. But was it only weeks after that I made my first $1 million and built an empire from there? Absolutely. So when you take out the limitations and scarcity and allow yourself to see things as a whole and say, hey, pain is not a stop sign. This isn't a matter of if or. All this is an indicator that I have lessons to learn. And I have faith that when I learn the lessons, I'll end up somewhere better than I even imagined. Even if the company's name or the boss's name or the wife's names change, it's still a better place, a better situation, or it made my current situation even better.
Right. So it's all about setting that North Star and really knowing what is on a grander scale, where you're actually heading for. So I'm curious for you, you've done so much in your career. What's that for you now? What is it you're kind of shooting for personally?
Yeah, so personally, I'm on a personal mission, as you stated, right? It's very simple. I've learned and paid my dummy tax, and I want to share that with other people. So my mission is to find 1,000 people like you, Dave, that I know in your lifetime will empower 1,000 people to empower 1,000 people to be happy, to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of their potential, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun with their lives. And so if I can empower you and teach you the values that we talked about, like gratitude and forgiveness, accountability and inspiration, teaching daily practices like the what, the who, the how, the now, and the why, I can help empower you to teach others, or your platform here can empower others in the same respect to change the world by creating a collective consciousness of happiness and abundance, where there is more than enough of everything for everyone, where we know that we're all in the right place at the perfect time, doing everything we can, enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of our potential to angle to our North Stars, to what we want, but living a blend of that currency with the blend of faith that will end up somewhere better than that. And that's what I'm here today for. That's my North Star. And I'm, feeling very happy myself with where I'm at in that mission of creating a collective consciousness of abundance.
That's brilliant. What a great mission. So my final question would have to be, for anybody who's listening in, what is one habit that somebody could form today that they could do every single day? Just this one thing which would get them on that path to happiness, to wealth, to abundance.
Well, first of all, if you're going to create a habit machine with that habit, meaning learn how to do things consistent and persistently. And if you want to know what habit, the first one to put in that machine, absolutely, it would be gratitude. Thank you is the greatest habit you can have. If you say thank you before you go to bed and when you wake up, if you seek the light, the love, and the lessons and everything, you'll learn to love what you do. You'll attract everything that you want. Your life is guaranteed to change. If you could say thank you for 30 straight days as a habit, I guarantee your life will change. You can email me, david@dmeltzer.com. I'll send you my book. I'll pay for shipping. I'll sign it for you. I guarantee your life will change. Here's how difficult it is, though, how habits, consistent behavior is difficult. I have lived my life with gratitude. I have made more money, helped more people, and had more fun than I ever dreamed of. But yet it took me 9 months before I could say thank you for 30 straight days without forgetting or not doing it. In fact, I would ask this entire crowd, who here thinks that gratitude can change their lives? Everybody would raise their hand. I'd say, okay, now that we all agree, right? We've all studied physics, metaphysics, and quantum physics. We've all listened to Oprah and Bob Proctor and Jack Canfield and John Assaraf and everybody of the thought leaders telling you gratitude is the most powerful thing. And Dave Meltzer, who here thinks they can say thank you for 30 straight days? Everybody would raise their hand. But by tonight, half of those people would forget to say thank you. By tomorrow morning, another half of those people would forget to say thank you. Within 3 days, almost all of us would forget to say thank you, even though we're all thoroughly convinced that it just takes 0.1 seconds a day to say thank you. And we're all assured and guaranteed that it'll change our lives. That's how hard it is to discipline ourselves and create a habit. That's why I always say, create a habit machine first, and then the first habit to put into that machine of consistent, persistent pursuit is gratitude. And I promise you, your life will change forever.
That's awesome. Well, on that note, thank you for taking the time to talk with us. That's incredible. Some really great wisdom that you just shared there. So tremendously grateful for it. And we'll make sure the links to everything you mentioned are in and around the podcast everywhere. So anything else you wanted to tell people about where they could follow you online?
I would love it. David @Meltzer, Google David Meltzer. Email me, david@dmeltzer, and we can get you free books, exercises, guides, my trainings. My podcast is The Playbook. My TV shows are Elevator Pitch and 2-Minute Drill on Amazon and Bloomberg. Just Google me in those respects. And most importantly, everybody, be kind to your future self and do good deeds.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dave. Really appreciate your time, and speak soon.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, man.
This has been the Viral by Design podcast with Dave Rotherow. For more viral marketing secrets and to get detailed cliff notes on all episodes, visit viralbydesign.net.